Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm the National Animal Care Specialist at Burnbrae Farms. I was raised in Cambridge, Ontario. My parents are both teachers, and my grandparents are from London, Ontario, and they had a small hobby farm, and that's where I first was exposed to animals. So I studied poultry behavior and welfare with Dr. Tina Wadowski at the University of Guelph. I did my PhD studying the nesting behavior of laying hens housed in furnished cages, and my goal was to see what they actually did in those systems and then to see if we can make them better. So my role as National Animal Care Specialist at Burnbrae Farms is a really broad and wide-ranging one. I do things as varied as annual animal welfare training with all of our employees. I review all of our animal welfare policies every year. I also facilitate collaborations between Burnbrae and universities like the University of Guelph. So one of the things that we're looking at is we're looking at how birds behave, but it can be really difficult sometimes to track individual behavior. So what we do is we actually we use livestock paint to identify individual birds, so we can actually videotape them, and then afterwards we can see what they're up to. Seems like every day is a little bit different. This morning I was in the barns at 6 o'clock a.m. to set up one of these behavior studies with a group of researchers from the University of Guelph. Some days I'll be traveling to some of our other farms to do employee training and animal welfare policy training with our employees there. I also work with outside companies that do work on our farms to make sure that their animal welfare training is kind of up to our high standards. And I also am working on some internal animal welfare audits to make sure that our poultry care standards are the same at every single Burnbrae farm site that we have. So one of the really exciting developments, I think, is the potential to use all of the data that we collect in all of our different barns, looking at different strains of birds, different housing environments, using those and analyzing that to see how we can better improve welfare. I think one thing that Canadians should know about laying hens is that it's not so much the housing system that determines the welfare of the birds, it's really the management of that housing system. Any housing system can be fantastic for welfare. So I think one of the important things about the way that Canada works is that we have really solid minimum care standards that apply to every housing system and every farmer across Canada. That means that Canadians can have a lot of faith in that the welfare of all the birds that we have is really high.